I have some friends that I am forever showing my appreciation and affection for. It comes naturally for me to tell them that I love them and sing their praises all day. And others where that stuff is just not a norm. It's not because I love them any less, that's just not the dynamic of our friendship. I am able to have so many different people in my life that I love so equally and so differently. I was just wondering how that was, so I did a little experiment. So last month, I decided to try treating my friends like I do my relationships. I had the talk with them and asked them to define what our relationship was to them. It was a really good experience and I wanted to document it in a video, so here you go. Here are the words from my lovely friends and the love letters that I sent back to them. I met Felix first out of everyone in this list, and when we met, he was going by the name Shida. It was a name that he had chosen for himself because that's just the kind of guy he is. When I asked him what our relationship was, here's what he said. I think we pretty much grew up together. Like, we kind of met at 15 or 16, and I feel like we explored life and told each other about it a lot. I tell you when I need support, and you tell me about your experiences and how you're feeling. And for me at least, our friendship is very supportive and wholesome. Dear Shida / Felix, you are like a brother to me. I feel like the fact that we met when we were young, grew up together, and kind of stuck around anyways, makes it feel like familial love. It's very unconditional. I know that you will always be in my corner and that I will always have your back. I'm so glad that our relationship feels so natural. I say this to you all the time. I say that I feel like I don't really help you as much as you help me, and you always disagree. And I think that's because my help to you comes naturally to me. It is in my nature to want to make you smile and do the things that I do to make you smile. And I kind of love that. Happy birthday, dude. Aisha and I met my very first semester of college, and we spent the majority of our freshman figuring it out years together. And when I asked her what our relationship was to her, this is what she said. We're like thread. While two pieces of thread may start off intertwined, they can head off in different directions only to meet again eventually and work in harmony. You're like my comfort. I've known you since the very beginning of my time here, and I know we didn't spend a lot of time together after freshman year, but I still consider you a very close, dear friend. I know you'll be there if I need you, and I'll always be there for you if you ever need me for anything. Dear Aish, you're like my first crush friend. Do you know how you'll always love your first crush because they were your first? Well, that's you to me, because you were there for my very, very first start here. And I think because of that, you'll always be a part of me and who I've become because of my experiences. We both met at a very pivotal point in our lives, so it's only natural that we've both changed so much. But I kind of love that about us, because whenever we see each other again, we hug and we're so extra when we show our affection. I tell you that I love you, and we talk about our 5-year plan to get married and live happily ever after. And I think that is the case because every time we see each other, we revert back to who we were when we met our freshman year. It is a lovely reminder of who we were and how far we've come. Thank you for being part of my origin story here, and thank you for sticking around. I'm glad that I can still love you so much, and that while so much is different, some things will always be the same. It's funny that I'm doing this chronologically, so it made me put Aisha and Fox back to back, because I mentioned earlier that Aisha is the friend that I show my affection to the most. Fox is the friend that I show my affection to the least. I never tell Fox that I love him. And I do love him, that's just not the dynamic of our relationship. I guess those kinds of things are just for our quieter moments. But I really wanted to take this seriously, so I pulled off the mask of indifference that I usually wear and asked him seriously what our relationship is to him, and told him seriously how much he meant to me. And when I asked him, he said, "As I see it, you are someone I can look up to and relate to at the same time. I can come to you with all my eccentricities and know that I'm accepted, and on a good day may even manage to get a laugh. You are the kind of person I can talk about anything with, or at the same time share a moment of silence with, feeling just as comfortable either way. Whenever I have some new story, exciting or mundane, good or bad, you are one of the first few to hear, and likewise, I always look forward to hearing what's going on in your life. You pushed me to be better, and I want to help you find success in whatever way I can, be it through supporting your endeavors or simply giving you another person who cares." Dear Fox, I agree with that part that you said about relating to each other, because I think out of all of my friends, you are the most like me, which funnily enough makes me love and hate you for all the same reasons that I love and hate myself. I get mad at you for the exact same reasons I'm usually harsh on myself, but I can't help but understand why you did it and love you anyways because you're me. And even better, you're the me who doesn't give up when things get hard. The me that hasn't let their bad experiences in the past change the way they interact with people. The me that I needed when we met, because I tend to test people. I push them away, and I am so glad that you didn't let me make you leave. Thanks for sticking around, and for that, I promise you that I will try to hold on to. Other people would call the fact that I met Jake during his last semester of his senior year really, really bad timing. But that's not how I see it at all. I believe that I met Jake at the perfect time for us to have this relationship that we have. We joke around a lot, so out of all of my friends, I was most scared to ask him because I had hoped that he saw our relationship the same way that I did, but I wasn't sure. Looking back now, I was silly to have ever doubted, because when I asked him, he said, "I would describe our relationship as quick to form and easy to keep. Since we're both fairly independent people, there isn't a pressure in keeping up a relationship. We can go weeks without talking and can pick back up where we left off. That's not to say that it's a shallow relationship, in fact quite the opposite. We've shared intimate secrets due to a development of trust. Maybe that's because we've danced together pretty often, but I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. Dear Jake, you have no idea how glad I am to hear you say that. We actually met when I finally figured out independence. You don't know this, but that was not a strong suit for me, ever, while I was growing up. But that semester was when I finally kind of found myself and found that self-love to be independent. And that is why I will always say with confidence that we met at the perfect time, even though the fact that we met at your last semester means you're not here anymore. Our relationship was so quick to form because you were exactly what I needed at the time. It was funny because when I first saw you, I thought, wow, what a rare breed of human. Gotta hang on tight and not let go. And from the moment I decided that, I made sure that I was gonna become your friend, and I'm glad I succeeded. There is so much to friendship. All of my friends and all of my friendships are so different, and I love that fact because it means that we're all so capable of loving in so many different ways. This video is super personal and it doesn't apply to most of the people watching if you don't actually know me personally, but I just wanted to capture the lovely, lovely words because they make me so happy. And they make me so happy because they are from and about some of my favorite people in the world. If you're still watching, I challenge you to do the same thing I did. Ask some of your friends what your relationship means to them, and honestly, tell them what it means to you. It's a great exercise, and especially when you have those relationships where showing your appreciation and affection doesn't come naturally, it is so lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.